Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 18th. We're just going to jump right in here, Cancer. You have this card that says the abundant universe will provide. You also have this turtle spirit. It says slow and steady wins the race. So I feel like you're getting to where you need to go no matter what. And there clearly could be abundance coming in for you. I'm pretty sure in the December readings and also the 2024 yearly readings, all water signs had a lot of abundance, which is great. So there could be a lot of abundant opportunities coming in for you here. If you're looking for love, this could be an abundant connection as well. I mean, you have this card that says true love and fidelity on it. You have the Ace of Cups. You have the Empress here as well. So, this could be very good for a love connection entering into your life if you want that. What I would say is that I kind of feel like either some of you are interested in a person or, someone is clearly could be interested in you as well. You have the Page of Swords here. Page of Swords kind of says that you either have your eye on a person or they have their eye on you. I kind of feel like it's them. So, again, it seems to me like you have a secret admirer here, Cancer. But again, take it how it resonates. And it looks good to me here if there is love coming in for you. The only thing I don't like actually is this, going to the Seven of Swords. And what I will tell you is that I do not consider the Seven of Swords to be a bad card. It's not. Golden cards in the tarot are meant to be positive no matter what. The Seven of Swords is really a card of tactics. But what I don't like about it is this right here, is Knight of Swords to the Page of Swords. They are both facing towards the past here. They both always face towards the past position in a reading like this. And so the Knight of Swords to me represents running away. It could represent someone making a hasty decision to run away from a new situation. So if you've been hurt or if you're dealing with a person who has been hurt, that's what this looks like to me. Like you could be meeting a new person here. Could be very abundant, a lot of love, but either this new person was hurt or you were hurt by lying, cheating, stealing, and it's like someone, I feel like it's not something I would worry about again. I always tell people it's like tarot should not make you worry or concerned or whatever. It's just energy to work with. That's all it is, right? So what I would say with that Knight of Swords is I would just make sure that if something weird happens, that you communicate about it, plain and simple. Like, I think that there will be some warning signs here as well as what I'm babbling on about, right? Like if you meet a new person, maybe they were hurt by a person in the past, maybe they start acting weird, like if you try to go out or if you go spend time with your friends or whatever. And again, I think the reason we have problems in relationships is because we don't call them out right away, right? So I would just call it out right away. I would just say like, why are you worried about me spending time with friends? I would just say it because maybe they'll realize like, oh, this is a new person. I don't have to be worried about a new person. They're not my past person. Maybe you need to remind this person of that as well. Like, maybe you meet a new person, they start worrying about you going out and doing all these things. Maybe you need to remind them like, hey, I'm not your past person. I'm not going to do X, Y, Z. So I would call it out, right? And say something here because again, it looks like there's a lot of love. That's why I'm saying it's like worth it. You have the King of Swords here. Again, outside of love, by the way, this looks incredibly abundant. You have the Empress, you have the Four of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, which I love. Normally, I don't like the Four of Pentacles, but when we have the Four of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, definitely love that because to me, Four of Pentacles can just be stability, and then Ten of Pentacles is like extra stability. So really, really positive. I do feel that this reading is saying that you're going to need to be tactical in how you, in how you make more money. It's like I feel like I say to people all the time, I feel like there is more money available than ever, and everybody always says to me, yeah, but the economy and all this other stuff. I'm like, exactly. Number one, you're worrying about things you can't control. Number two, you're not looking at the opportunities that are right in front of you. It's like we have all these new opportunities, regardless of your emotional feelings about them, right? We have AI, which is like, I think is going to be an amazing opportunity. Yeah, bad things could happen. Of course, the robots could take over, but also not. That might not happen, right? That doesn't have to happen. And, these tools, they're just tools, it's like a calculator is how I see it, right? That can speed things up. So it's like, I'm not crazy about AI personally for, like writing and things like that, but for idea generation, for coming up with answers, for looking for new ideas, that type of stuff, it speeds that stuff up like crazy. So, I think it's worth it. And I don't know why I'm talking about this other than I feel for some of you, Page of Swords to that Seven of Swords is saying that there are things you can do that will speed things up in your life or that are more tactical because the Seven of Swords represents tactics. It says instead of attacking something head on, is there a better way to do something? So if you're trying to improve your finances, your health, your wealth, your happiness, whatever, it says, is there a better way to do it? And I can't answer that question for you. You have to, find the way, basically. And sorry, that was like half the deck that I just dropped. So that was not a pop out, but let's see. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands. Quick success coming in for you for sure. Someone wants to communicate with you. It could be this person here. It could be a King of Swords type person. I don't think it's air. I'm leaning more towards earth. I just think that the King of Swords is saying that this is a very mature person, very hardworking, but right now, I feel like there's no communication with this person. And again, this is not like a bad thing. It's not like, oh, there's no communication because this person's being shut off. I think this is a new person. You just haven't talked to him yet or something along those lines. Definitely someone very mature. I do feel like this person's hard to read with that King of Swords. I will say, maybe maybe they're a stern person, or maybe they don't, maybe they don't emote, a lot. So, I feel like they're a little hard to read, but I do feel like they're going to open up. With the King of Swords, someone has to take a risk here. Eight of Wands to the Fool, to me, is needing to take a leap of faith, needing to take some sort of risk. So if you know who this person is, maybe you need to flirt a little bit or something. Do something, Cancer, as I always say. Or if you have no clue who this person is, obviously they need to do something, right? With the Page of Swords, you have the Star card. I love it. You have the Star twice right here. I feel this person could be a star in your eyes. I'm not saying they're famous, but, I do feel that this person could be a person that you really kind of like hold, in your, that you kind of hold a special place for when you meet them, if you haven't met them yet. Some of you might already know who this person is, but definitely a solid connection. The other thing I like about the star, I'm going to show you on this version just because it's easier to see, but she's pouring water onto the land here. And the star itself kind of says what's possible for one person is possible for everyone. So I feel for a lot of you that you are kind of seeing the possibilities in your life, like what you are capable of doing. And this could clearly be leading to all this abundance that's coming in here. You have this love card that says true love and fidelity. Again, definitely a very good person coming in for you if you want love. You have this hourglass card that says time is of the essence. So, yeah, I would get moving. I wouldn't wait around, especially if you're attracted to a person who is a star, this person might get a lot of attention or whatever. And I kind of feel like you are going to want to scoop this person up. Of course, I would never tell anyone to rush into a relationship or anything like that. But, I would make some sort of move here if you're interested in a person. I would also make a move on something that you're working on. What's really funny that, that I've noticed is that we have Pluto going into Aquarius. And so I think that in a lot of ways we could be having a lot of innovative ideas at this time, right? And, I think that the star can sometimes represent the collective conscious, because this right here is the pool of universal consciousness right here. So, again, you might have an idea. You might think something and then see it in the real world. Again, recently, like crazy, I've had video ideas, things like that. And, I've seen other people create very similar ideas. I'm like, I need to get my ass moving, because clearly these ideas are kind of like floating around in the ether. They're floating around in the collective consciousness. And it's like, if you don't execute on the ideas, then it's not going to be your idea, right? It's going to belong to someone else. And so I kind of feel like the star is saying, if you have ideas for anything in your life, that you should get started, because it's already in the pool of universal consciousness, and you're going to want credit for this. So I do feel it's kind of like saying, again, I think there's a difference between rushing and getting started. So don't rush, right? Which literally right here, Knight of Swords says, do not be hasty. That is the solution to the Knight of Swords. But I do feel you need to kind of maybe take that first step, right? Take the first step to make something happen. And, that will lead to success. I do also feel like someone could be rushing in with communication. It's either you or them, clearly, obviously, but, I do feel like there could be kind of communication coming in for you. Again, someone finds you or will find you attractive if they haven't seen you yet, or vice versa, whatever. The Empress is a lot of abundance as well. We see a ton of abundance coming up in this reading. Star, Four of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, the abundant universe will provide, Six of Wands. This is amazing for those of you that are working on projects, businesses, whatever you're working on. Looks to me like you are kind of in this harvest period, and love it. It looks very good. With the Star card, you have the Six of Wands. Look at this. All these repeating cards. Star twice, Six of Wands twice. Whenever cards repeat themselves, it's the universe is saying, I meant what I said. So it's the universe confirming its own message. And the Six of Wands is a card of victory or success. So something you want is yours. That's literally what this reading is saying. With the Empress, you have the Queen of Swords. Two people who are not talking to each other. I do not like the King and Queen of Swords together in a reading. What I will say is I feel like this is a good person though. I think that this is just saying this is two people who have not talked to each other yet, and someone needs to open up. So I don't know if you work with this person or if it's a friend or something along those lines. Whatever. Maybe you're afraid to open up because it's a friend. If that makes sense or something. But I would open up here is what I would say, because it's like King and Queen of Swords are not talking. Like you cannot make this stuff up. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Emperor right here. Empress, Emperor, definitely a divine counterpart that could be coming in for you here. I would be careful of this right here. Like I said, I would communicate. There's something about that. You know what I mean? There's something going on here. And I feel like it's going to happen after you meet this person, right? And, it's like maybe they get nervous, or it could be you. You know what I mean? So you're watching this reading. Work with the energy. If you get nervous, if this person does things like spends time with friends or whatever, it's like maybe you need to communicate. Say, my past person cheated on me when they spent time with friends. And maybe they'll say, oh, there's nothing to worry about. I'm just spending time with my friends. I don't cheat. I'm not that type of person. And again, I think if you really look at the evidence, that will be true. It's like they're very open, honest, all those things, which we saw somewhere in here. True love and fidelity, as that love card says. So, very open and honest person. You have this Mars card, it says motion on it, and you have this Cancer card, it says immerse on it. So you're showing up as yourself, which is great. This puts you in a position of power and strength, but I do feel like you need to start making moves, towards success, start making moves towards things that you want to see be successful. It wouldn't surprise me, by the way, if you're attracting like either an Aries or a person who has Aries in their chart. So, they could be like, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or something like that, but definitely popping into my head. You have the Six of Wands here. Six of Wands is a card of a win or success, and I do feel like there are big wins coming in for you here. Clearly, you have, again, that Four of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles I love. It's like whatever you're working on or whatever you're trying to create in your life, I see you finding or creating like a lot more success in something going this way. It's like there's a lot more abundance and success coming in for you. You have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is a card of stability, so I feel a lot of you are kind of creating a lot more stability and success in your life. And I really like this. One thing I will say, though, is that Four of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, both of these cards are cards of convention. Convention is the way things have always been done. So we are in a time where I believe convention is the enemy of progress right now. So I would just be trying new things, be tactical, right? It's like there is always, anything that you're trying to do in your life, there's like a way to do it, right? And the Seven of Swords says, well, is there another way to do it? And if the answer is yes, then try it another way, especially if something isn't working for you. Seven of Swords, he's stealing those swords from an army that's in the background. So he's using tactics. He's not going to war with that army. He's doing things in a tactical way. And, that's kind of what I feel for you here, Cancer, where it's like saying there is a tactical way. There is a better way of doing things. And you're just going to need to be open to it or open up to it or whatever you want to say, right? Let's see. With the Six of Wands, you have the, what is this? Knight of Pentacles there. Knight of Pentacles is slow progress. And so someone definitely needs to shoot their shot, make their move in love. But what I also feel is I feel like there is progress coming in for you, clearly. Ten of Pentacles. So even outside of love, even if you don't want love, if you are hoping to make progress towards your goals with the Ten of Pentacles, it looks like you are, you cannot make this up. Like, are you freaking kidding? With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Empress. Again, all these repeating cards. This does not happen very often. I mean, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that cards do not repeat like this very often, especially multiple. So whenever we have a lot of repeating cards, it's major confirmation from the universe. I also personally, sometimes I feel that when there are a lot of repeating cards like this right next to each other, especially, it's more like confirmation for your path. It's basically saying, whatever you're thinking about, you're going in the right direction. On top of that, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love 2 6s, and I didn't even notice this. You have 2 6s right here. To me, 2 6s is also confirmation for your path. It's like a big yes, a big green light from the universe. This whole entire reading. Like with the Seven of Swords, you have this 6 of Cups. I would be careful of a past person here. Mercury retrograde coming up. Everybody always asks me, is it okay to get into a relationship during Mercury retrograde? I always say yes, why not? It's like the universe isn't going to stop someone who's meant to be in your life from being in your life, retrograde or not, doesn't matter. So if someone's meant to be in your life, it doesn't matter what's going on. And if it doesn't work out, then you learned something. I always tell people to like do things. People always come at me, and again, this is not a comment on the comments. The people that leave me comments saying, stop reading the comments, ignore the comments. It's like, I'm trying to make a point. I'm trying to paint a picture here. So you people are more annoying than the people who leave these comments, just so you know, is what I'm going to say. So there you go. But what I was going to say that I've gotten off track now is the fact that sometimes I think that there is like I've completely lost my train of thought, which is my own fault. So to those people who leave the annoying comments, you're right. But where I was going with that is people leave comments saying like, oh, if I get into a relationship during Mercury retrograde, or they'll say like, I got into a relationship because you said I should during Mercury retrograde and I got hurt. And I'm always like, good. It's like you learned something. We need to avoid this thinking that we shouldn't do things because we're gonna get hurt. Again, that kept me stuck for so long in my life. I didn't start things, didn't start projects, didn't do things because I was worried I was going to lose all my money. I was worried about these things. And you know what happened to me? I constantly lost all my money because I was in this mindset of losing all my money and all this other stuff. But you know what that did to me is that made me stronger, and I realized that I wasn't dead. I realized that bad things really didn't happen, even when I was like negative $800 in my bank account, which happened to me multiple times. It was always exactly $800. I have this had this repeat pattern, right? And nothing bad happened ever during that entire time. It seemed bad at the time, right? At the time I was losing my mind, and nothing was working in my life. But again, it made me stronger. So then I got to this point where I just became immune to it. And I was like, no, I'm just going to keep failing and keep learning, right? And that made me ridiculously successful. So, what I would say here is that I will always encourage people to get into relationships. You're not dead, right? You're not going to die for the most part, unless, someone always gives me some crazy story about how their aunt dated Ted Bundy and blah, 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 right? I don't care. But what I would say, for the most part, most of you statistically are not going to die just dating a person and seeing what happens, right? So yes, does it hurt? Yes, but you need to flip that around in your head and say, what did I learn? Just like I did. I do it in relationships, I do it in money, everything, right? I always just say, what did I learn from this? What can I change in the future? And that's how you become truly powerful. So there you go. Boom, rant over. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the scales card. It says justice documents. You have this triangle. It says choices and decision on it. I feel like that you are making good choices. Clearly, again, you have all these cards that really represent kind of confirmation is how I'm seeing this. Because you have so many repeating cards, like I said, these repeating cards are kind of like confirmation you're going in the right direction. So I really just feel that you're kind of like working with the energy. You have the King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. King of Pentacles, card of stability. Like I said, I would be careful of getting stuck in convention, which is just the same way of doing things over and over and over again. But I also do feel that, I love the King of Pentacles for love. To me, it represents a person who really wants to put in the work, a person who, wants something for the long haul. So it could be a very solid connection. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands about taking the lead, taking control in your life. So I feel a lot of you could be really taking control of things in your life with the Two of Wands. Taking control of your destiny, taking control of your world. And it's like you're willing, really, it's kind of a weird message, but it's like you're willing to see other ways of doing things, which is kind of what I'm getting. He has the whole world in his hands, but he's standing at the top of his castle. And I always say, he needs to get out into the world. He needs to go have new experiences, learn new things. And I feel like this is, they say variety is the spice of life. And this could be what's creating so much abundance for you here, Cancer, is that, you are opening up to variety. Again, 10 of Pentacles is variety. It's like the tree of life. Those 10 pentacles form the tree of life. And the tree of life kind of represents everything you want and desire to have in your life. And it looks like you're, I don't think we ever truly have it all, but it looks like you're at least working towards it. And again, I think that's all we should do. By the way, I think everyone should focus and work towards having it all. It doesn't mean that you will. It just means that you kind of are working towards it, right? With the King of Pentacles, you have this Four of Cups. I love this Four of Cups. It's from the White Sage Tarot, and those 3 cups are pouring into 1 cup. So definitely a very solid connection coming in for you. I feel like there's a very solid connection clearly coming in here. Definitely could be an Earth sign for sure. If not, they have a lot of Earth in their chart because, again, you have Empress twice, Taurus. You have that King of Pentacles. You have the Knight of Pentacles. With the Two of Wands, you have the Judgment card. I feel like you're just living your purpose as well. Judgment is waking up to your purpose. And again, when you're on the right path, you're living your purpose, then things seem to flow. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work here. So a lot of you could be building and leaving a legacy. Ten of Pentacles represents building and leaving a legacy, but you could be doing this with another person. So definitely a very good love reading. Let's see. We're pulling 5 main themes now. You have this Defense card. I would protect yourself from a past person, if anything. I also feel with that Seven of Swords that you could get into something new, and someone's past person could get in between you two, so I'd be careful of that. Next, you have this Revenge card. There you go. Same thing. I feel like that's just the same message right there, so I'd be careful of that. You have this Organization card. Yeah, I feel like you need to get organized. I think it would be good for you to split up your day. especially for those of you that are working on a project, like maybe you have a job and you're trying to work on a side project or something. I feel like this is saying, like one dedicated hour working on that project where you shut out all distractions is going to be 10 times more powerful than 8 hours of distracted work, right? So, I kind of feel like you need to know that, because I get this feeling of you, some of you working on something but feeling overwhelmed, like, oh my God, I'm never going to get this finished. Like, especially for those of you that are working on a project or a business or a side project. But I really feel this reading is saying, like, no, you actually can get this done faster than you think if you kind of like block out a certain amount of time and just do one thing at a time. You have this endurance card. I kind of feel like you're attracting a person who has staying power, basically. I feel it's a person who has a lot of endurance, a person who doesn't give up, stuff like that. Especially like when things get hard or whatever. And you have this assertion card. Yeah, I do feel like there's a very assertive energy here. You could be attracting a person who is assertive, or it could be saying you need to be assertive to get this person into your life. But overall, this looks really, really good. I love where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.